Coming up next on lovewrestling.ca, Quizplex. Get your snacks, get your drinks, bring your knowledge. Quizplex. Coming up next. Greetings, one and all. Mr. J here, contractually obligated. I am being told I legally have to tell you tonight is Quizplex. Do with that knowledge what you will. I'll be here. You'll be here. We'll talk about wrestling facts and ask some questions. Mr. J here reminding you to prepare your drinks, prepare your snacks, and most importantly, prepare your knowledge of wrestling, because it's that time. It's Quizplex time. The show will begin shortly.
Not just shortly, the show starts immediately. You are here for Quizplex live streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you so much for everyone who's tuning in tonight. My name is Zach. I'm going to be the host of Quizplex. Mr. J, thank you for those fine introductions as always. And of course, if you're joining us on the replay, thank you for joining us there as well. And the last people I need to thank, of course, are our fine guests on tonight's episode of Quizplex. We have Joe, we have the Canadian Goose, and we have Lindsay Ray. How you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
Pretty decent,
Good.
not bad.
Yeah, let's meet our guests. Excuse me. Let's introduce you to our guests a little bit. Lindsay, you are a graphic artist who excuse me. Wow, I'm tripping over my words. We're off to a great start. You'll have to excuse me. You're a graphic artist, and you share a lot of amazing wrestling fan art on Twitter and Instagram. That's how I actually first started developing a rapport with you on Twitter, because we shared some of your work on our Atomic Drop on lovewrestling.ca. And of course, you also worked on this really awesome tarot card project. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Oh my God, yes, I love that project. Shout out to @Valcano, Valerie Court. She's the one that organized it all. But we basically illustrated an entire tarot deck. Like, we had this incredible, put together spreadsheet of all the cards and what they mean. I know nothing about tarot cards. There's pictures on them. I don't know the story. People have tried to do tarot readings for me. I don't really get it. But with the magic of wrestlers applied to the images, I could really connect the dots. And it's great. I'm sorry, what?
What wrestler was the fool?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember, but
it seems like a natural connection between the two. I think that it's just ripe for crossover, and that's really cool.
Yeah, it was actually a really great collaborative project, because everyone kind of had this great spreadsheet where we had all the meanings of the cards, and people could write down the wrestlers they thought it applied to, and we kind of whittled it down, and it was oh, which ones are you personally invested in? Because I threw a bunch of ideas out there, and I saw some really fantastic pieces come out of it, and which was so cool to see happen. Oh my gosh, have you seen the deck? Did you get your do you have your deck? I have mine. I could go grab it real quick. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No harm. We love enthusiastic guests, and we're so happy to have you a part of this. I am going to introduce our next guest, and you know what, Goose, I'm not sure if I can introduce you by your shoot name, even though I'm privy to it. So Canadian Goose, working out of Alberta. I'll let him tell you his shoot name if he so chooses. But yeah, you've been working out of Alberta. Tell us a little about the wrestling scene out there, man.
The wrestling scene in Alberta has been one of the few wrestling scenes to actually continue to thrive during 2020. the company I work for, Real Canadian Wrestling, is pretty much the only company in Alberta that ran shows this year. And we did so weekly for a number of months until we eventually did get shut down. Then we came back. We ran shows weekly again until we were again shut down. My shoot name is Kyle Shaw. Of course, I'm also the host of Monday Night Shaw over on the Backbreaker Media Network. I've worked with Spencer Love in the past at the Wing Column Sports Network. My podcast used to be on that network, and I am here now to kick ass and take names.
The gauntlet has been laid down. And our third competitor joins us out of Boston, Joe. Joe is a manager of a coffee chain, and the first event he ever saw in wrestling was SummerSlam out of Wembley. Dude, so much can be said about that amazing event. What was it about that gripped you and pulled you into a fan?
Well, my dad was watching it, so I was young at the time. I was probably 7 or 8, so it was the first thing I can remember seeing wrestling. And I think one of the first matches, or they did an interview right after the first match, the Legion of Doom came out. And they were with Paul Ellering on the bikes. And just to see these guys with the face paint and the spikes, I'm like a 7-year-old kid like, whoa, Dad, like, who are those guys? Like, who are those guys? And from that moment on, the whole event is amazing. Bulldog and Bret Hart at the end is just like ridiculous. But the whole event is incredible. But I vividly remember the Legion of Doom being the first wrestlers I ever saw. And I was like, holy crap, I want to know more about this. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, that whole event, and the Legion of Doom, the motorcycles, it's easy to just capture imagination and just hold on to it some odd years later. Absolutely. Yeah. So Joe, Goose, and Lindsay are going to be competing tonight for a $25 gift card from ProWrestlingTees.com. But there's actually another game happening tonight. There's 2 games happening, and viewers at home, you're encouraged to participate. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you to my unofficial co-host, who is producing the Quizplex. Spencer, would you mind popping yourself in for a moment?
I'm always happy to pop myself in here, Zach. Hello, friend Spencer Love, producer for the evening, first-time producer, longtime fan of Quizplex. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Let's do some quizzing, folks.
Yeah, in regards to the game, Spencer has a habit of just kind of popping in at very different times. And when he does so, everyone who's watching at home, it's a drinking game. Every time he pops in, have a drink with me.
I like to consider it fact-checking here, Zach, and I also like to think that sometimes maybe it's a little less than it should be, but sometimes I am productive here. Before we get to the actual gameplay of it, of course, we got to give a quick shout-out to the fans in the chat. Of course, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube Live, make sure to say hi. Let us know your thoughts. Feel free to give your answers to the questions coming up. Our competitors cannot see them, so feel free to answer along with us. If you are in the chat, like our good friend and a fellow contributor over at Love Wrestling, Mighty Joe Morin, good evening, folks. I hope you guys checked out today's edition of Turnbuckle Rewind. They checked out the match between Trish Stratus and Lita, the main evented Raw. Fantastic match, both in match quality and for historical purposes. I'd highly recommend you watch along with them. And then, of course, Maniac hopping into the chat. Honk on, MFer.
Oh, yeah, Maniac. Oh, he's awesome.
I completely agree with you. Somebody who I have no hesitation in saying is an icon of Albertan professional wrestling. He already knows to be playing the drinking game. He saw me show up. He says, take a drink. Maniac, not only a good chat participant, but a good game participant as well. However, I alluded to being productive as well, Zach. I think you know what that means. It means that we are going to get set up. We are going to select our first category for the game.
That's correct.
I've already been doing so while you guys have been listening to me vamp and vamp and vamp. Unfortunately, our good friends at wheelofnames.com have taken a little longer than I would have liked to select the category. However, we do now have it. We're going to take a quick break, I would assume, after this, Zach, unless you need to correct me on that end of things. But when we return from that,
if I may, I should just clarify that there are categories, but these are all wrestling related. It might be crossing over into the realms of music, crossover into sports, film, or maybe it's just plain old wrestling. Who knows? But please carry on.
Absolutely. Well, our first category for today's game, when we come back from the break here on Quizplex, we're going to be checking out other sports outside of professional wrestling. That could be anything and everything but professional wrestling. That, like I said, will be coming after the break. So stay tuned on Quizplex.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do sincerely hope you're enjoying this week's episode of Quizplex. Mr. J here to remind you that the show will be returning momentarily. I hope you have your snacks. I hope you have your drinks. Because the next round is about to commence. Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. J here, informing you that you are on an intermission from possibly, in my humble opinion, the greatest and most awe-inspiring quiz show about wrestling in the entire galaxy, nay, universe, if I may. The show and its infinite knowledge will be returning shortly. This is but a momentary intermission. We'll be back soon.
A quick apology to anyone who was unsettled by the footage of Spencer in the last segment. We assure you it was just a matter of an internet connection going wrong. He is not possessed by anything. He is A-okay. He's letting us know it's fine in the chat. And with that, we're ready to get started with the first round of Quizplex. Lindsay, you're going to be the first competitor. And just to give everyone a sense of what we do and how we play, Spencer, please hit the graphic. Each player is going to have the opportunity to answer 2 questions from the given category. They're going to have 10 seconds to verbally answer each of their questions. If a player gets their first question right, we immediately move to their second question. But while the active player is answering their question, other players may also answer the same question on their whiteboard or paper. If the active player gets their question wrong, the other contestants can be awarded half points if the answers on their whiteboard or paper is correct. Correct answers in this first round for the active player are worth 100 points. Correct answers for questions stolen from the active player are worth half at 50. Are we good to go, friends?
Good to go.
Yes.
Do it.
All right, Lindsay, you are first up. And your question, what sport other than professional wrestling did Macho Man Randy Savage play?
I'm about to embarrass myself. Football?
No harm. Final answer?
Yeah.
The answer is not football. Before we pop in the answer, no. I hope our contestants didn't see that. Goose, Joe, what do you have on your paper?
Baseball.
The thing I wrote. Baseball.
Baseball.
You played baseball? Oh my gosh.
He played baseball. Randy Poffo. I don't know. Yeah.
I think he was a minor league catcher for the St. Louis Cardinals, I believe.
Oh my gosh. Like one of those little rinky-dink stadium things.
I've only ever just seen like his. Sorry, what was that, Shaw?
I said before I was a wrestler, as the ring announcer in Alberta, and his brother Lanny Poffo came in to work for RCW, and I got to announce him to the ring.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Oh man, just gotta love the Canadian connection to the whole wrestling industry and like in the world at large. It's an incredible connection. But Lindsay, you have a chance to get some more points on the board. You're still the active player. We have your second question ready for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Brock Lesnar tried out for the Minnesota Vikings in 2004. What position did he play? That's a tough one.
I don't know football terms at all. Was he a running back? Is that a thing?
You know what? I'm not actually sure. I'm so glad I'm not on the receiving end of this question because that's a very challenging one.
Yeah.
Before we come to the answer, let's ask Joe and Shaw.
A little bit much for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I don't believe.
I don't think he's
I don't think he was throwing.
I'm gonna guess he was a
No.
linebacker, pretty much just like used to go out there and destroy other players.
Okay.
I think he was on the defensive line, but I went defensive tackle, but he was a defensive tackle or defensive end, I think.
Okay. If it's linebacker, then the points are going to go to Lindsay. But if it's not, it's going to depend on what the answer is. Spencer, throw it up. Defensive tackle, Joe. Another 50 points. You're running away with it already, man. 100 points for you after this first run.
Good job, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Spencer, I'm going to need you to pop in for a moment.
Do you just want people to drink?
I wanted to have a drink too. But
Look, the Chiron got all messed up.
yeah, but you'll have to excuse me, but my notes kind of evaporated on my screen. Who is the second question as a second active player? It's Joe?
Yeah, we never got past that.
We
What
did.
was that, sorry?
No, yeah, it was Lindsay first, then me, then
Yes, my apologies. Producer Spencer would like to confirm that Joe will be going second, followed thirdly by the Canadian Goose.
My apologies. Thank you, everyone, for our patience. Oh,
Just popping in to make you drink.
drink.
anyway.
I'm drinking Fresca. I'm off the booze.
It's going to be one of those nights for me, I think. It's going to be a fun night as a host.
Joe, you got to keep drinking.
Okay.
So with that, Joe, you are the
Thank
active
you.
player, so we got a pair of questions for you. Your first question is, here it comes. Who has more wins in MMA, Shayna Baszler or Ronda Rousey?
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler, that's your answer? Okay. Shaw, Lindsay, do you have your answers on your papers?
I wrote Rousey. My marker's fading.
Yeah, I see that.
I went with Ronda Rousey too, but I do think that might be like a trick question.
That's the reason I went Baszler.
Yeah.
Baszler. Joe gets
Good for
it.
her.
Another 100 points
Love
for
her.
Joe. Absolutely. Shayna kicks ass. She's fun to watch.
Mhm.
Love her.
WrestleManiac in the YouTube comments, he got the answer correct as well. If you have any answers correct, Joe Morin. Ooh, sorry, dude, but it's not Ronda. Miss Maniac, no, sorry, not Ronda. It is indeed Shayna Baszler.
Maniac.
That's okay. Sorry,
It's pronounced Maniac.
Maniac.
He's a good wrestler, Maniac. He's fantastic.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, I do appreciate that. As a host, I am certainly not infallible to errors, as I have proven several times already in this very short broadcast. But Joe, we're going to move on to your second question. Dolph Ziggler was an accomplished amateur wrestler before becoming a pro. Which university did he wrestle at?
I believe it was Kent State University.
That rings a bell as well. Meanwhile, Lindsay and Goose are filling in there. Oh, you know what? It's not even going to come to that.
I meant Ohio State. Sorry.
No harm. But Joe gets the answer. Joe is just running away with this, man. He's got another 100 points on the board. That is incredible. Shaw disposing of his answer. But Shaw, don't give up hope yet.
It's early. I'll fade.
I just like what Joe said because it sounded good.
Yeah.
Give it time. I'll fade. It's early. It's early.
I guess
Yeah.
I probably
Absolutely.
would choose the same answer as the guy getting asked the questions because, if he gets the answer right, then I don't have the opportunity. So,
Yeah, it's all about the stolen points.
I was so excited to maybe know something.
There's going to be plenty of opportunity to know things. We got
your question was basically
ahead
what
of us.
school did Dolph Ziggler go to?
Well, we had to tie it
Like
into the
half
wrestling.
listened to a podcast about him once.
Right on. Shaw, we're actually going to move on to your set of questions. Your first question. NWO star Dennis Rodman was arguably as famous for his basketball career as he was for his professional wrestling exploits. Which little-known basketball team did Rodman play for?
I believe he played for the Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls. That is absolutely correct. The Chicago Bulls, 100 points for the Canadian Goose. And with that, we're going to move on to your second question. Lawrence Taylor wrestled Bam Bam Bigelow after his retirement from football. Which WrestleMania did that match happen?
That happened at WrestleMania 11. Anaheim, California.
You know what? I'm not even sure. So I'm going to have to answer.
But it happened at WrestleMania 11.
11. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it might have been Hartford, Connecticut, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. The 12 was in Anaheim, right?
Yes, 12 was Anaheim.
Right.
The backlot brawl.
But that wasn't part of the question, so I still get the full.
You get it. You nailed it.
Absolutely. Spencer, I think this was an oversight on our part. We talked about how I just needed to read the questions, but maybe I should have a cheat sheet of the answers to my side going forward.
You know, admittedly, after how last game went, I was expecting a lot less correct answers. I really toned her down after the last one. I was actually scrambling there to fill in the answer of WrestleMania 11 because I forgot to add the banner. So I apologize for the wait, everybody, but what I don't apologize for is making you drink and enjoy yourself on tonight's Quizplex.
But with that, don't go anywhere. You're the one who's tallying the points, and you need to fill us out at the top of the round.
Yeah, but if I leave twice,
We have to
I
drink.
make people drink twice.
Drink responsibly.
Exactly. I would have to assume that most people watching this are indoors and tuning into Quizplex. So if you're at home and you got nowhere to go, drink a little less responsibly, perhaps sometimes. However, at the end of round one, we are sitting at Joe in the lead with 300 points. The Canadian Goose shortly behind with 250. And ironically enough, Lindsay with the goose egg to this point.
There's still another round to catch up. We got more points coming up.
Goose egg.
I just thought it was a good pun. You know, it sounded a little more rude than I intended it to.
No, I like that it's ironically like you thought I would have some points, and I like that.
I believe the best in people, like I believe our friends are going to be sticking through the break here on Quizplex. We like to provide a lot of opportunities for you guys to refill your drinks, take your bathroom breaks, whatever you choose to do in your 1 minute and 34 seconds exactly that you will have over the break. So make sure to do so. We'll be right back with another round of Quizplex.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do sincerely hope you're enjoying this week's episode of Quizplex. Mr. J here to remind you that the show will be returning momentarily. I hope you have your snacks. I hope you have your drinks. Because the next round is about to commence. Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. J here, informing you that you are on an intermission from possibly, in my humble opinion, the greatest and most awe-inspiring quiz show about wrestling in the entire galaxy, nay, universe, if I may. The show and its infinite knowledge will be returning shortly. This is but a momentary intermission. We'll be back soon.
Gotta love those dulcet tones accompanied by, the elevator music accompanied by the dulcet tones of Mr. J's voice. We got Shiv Art in the comments. I believe in Lindsay. Where did Lindsay go?
Internet connection issues, I believe, are the case for more people than one on this evening's show, which is why I've been so naturally drawn into being one of the four people off the bat that you see. I'm not usually the most pleasant face to see when you come back from a commercial break.
Nonsense. I will not
However-
hear that on Quizplex.
Hey, if anybody's going to take shots at anybody else, they should take shots at themselves first, right?
Absolutely.
Speaking of taking shots, as Maniac has so eloquently put out, of course, my appearance thus far on the show, my appearance coming out of the break here, does mean that you guys have to take a shot, a drink, a sip, a whatever need be in order to get yourself going for Quizplex. I'm going to exit because we've got Lindsay back.
Lindsay, while we lost you, Shiv Art was in the there's their comment again. I believe in Lindsay.
My internet dipped out. I'm sorry. I'm on my laptop, and it just like kept giving me these like condescending messages, like "You'll do better if you're connected to the internet." I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna wait."
Lindsay, this actually happened in our this actually happened in our last game. Last round, the dude was in the lead, and he actually got disconnected. I don't know if Lawrence is joining us in the chat, but hope you are. But yeah, getting disconnected, it's going to happen. We're just glad to have you back. But with that,
I appreciate it.
With that, we are going to kick off the second round. And I guess I'm going to have to invite Spencer to get me to drink again because we need a category for our second round now, don't we?
I'm getting really good at timing myself out because not only did I know that I would need to come back to make you guys drink sooner rather than later, but we've already got the wheel spinning and we have our next category. As was one of my favorite categories from game one, we are heading into the realm of professional wrestling music.
Oh, yeah, this one's fun. This one's going to be a lot of fun. The first question, of course, is going to Lindsay. And here we go. According to the man himself, which metal band did Hulk Hogan reportedly almost join? Oh, this is a funny one.
I don't know. I don't like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Hang on, let me just venture a guess. Probably something fucking dumb. Like he probably said he was gonna join Van Halen. him and Sammy Hagar just peeping all the babes.
Lindsay, you are so close, but Van Halen is not the answer. Joe, Goose, what do you have on your whiteboards?
Help me out, guys.
I wrote AC/DC.
Metallica.
And there it is. Kyle gets it right. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea once claimed that he was once supposed to join the legendary metal act Metallica. And yeah, I think we
talk about your copyrights.
What couldn't he do, really? What couldn't he do?
Oh, Mr. J is in the chat. Mr. J is rooting for Lindsay. Lindsay, you got your cheering section. Mr. J is, of course, the man who's speaking over our commercial breaks, doing it so eloquently, even if he is contractually obligated. Lindsay, your second question. Finish the lyric from Trish Stratus's theme song, "Time to Rock and Roll" by Lil' Kim. It's my turn to burn, and now I'm here to rub it in your face. When will you learn? I'm the queen, and I'll blank.
I don't know. I'm sorry, Trish. I'm a late adapter. I had to watch that fight with her and Charlotte to realize how great she was. But I don't know her lyrics. I'm sorry, Lil' Kim. I'll rule. Doesn't rhyme, but it might be the right thing to say.
It was not all rule. So Joe and Goose, what do you have on your papers?
I wrote rule this place.
I'll put run this place.
Oh, could be run.
Okay. And the answer is put you in your place. So I'm afraid no points will be awarded.
I thought she said queen, so I thought rule, run. I don't know. That was my line of thinking.
Yeah.
I see the logic. It's sound logic, but unfortunately Lil' Kim thought otherwise.
I mean,
All right.
Your second question, Lindsay.
Oh, that sounds.
Yeah. Oh yeah, brother.
Spencer didn't even pop in, and I'm opening my next drink. What was the title of Randy Savage's contribution to WrestleMania: The Album, 1993? Oh, that's a tough one.
Is this for me?
No, sorry, this is still Lindsay. This is her second question.
No, you're gonna get it. Like, I'll let you have this one.
If
'Cause
my
I don't
math
know
is
it.
if my math is correct, just to hop in, I do believe that
yeah.
this is Joe's question.
Yeah, I thought we
I
did.
believe, I believe we've gotten two of
Oh yeah, did I
Lindsay's.
get
So the
3
question,
questions?
No,
I mean,
yeah, this
have
is
it.
Joe.
Well,
I
no
apologize.
worries. I am here for the
Not my mic.
logistics.
Let this man get his points.
No, I don't.
I am here.
have
Well,
this
and
one.
you can tell I'm improvising it because I leave the screens up. No, we are on to Joe's second round of first questions to try and cover for myself. It's Joe's question.
Absolutely.
It's all right. It's all right. You can have it.
Once again, apologies for that one. That's my gaff. And actually, another gaff is points in this round are worth 200 for the active player and 100 for anyone who steals their answers. So worth noting going forward. Joe, what answer do you got?
I honestly have no idea, so I will just guess that it was called "Oh Yeah."
It's a solid guess. It's a good hypothesis. Goose, Lindsay, what do you have?
I'm gonna make a guess too, and I just wrote beef, but like beef president or something like that.
Beef.
Because he did the Slim Jim later on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kyle, you got?
Mine is absolutely wrong. Is it Be a Man Hulk, which is also a song by Macho Man Randy Savage on his album. I asked Lanny Poffo about this album when he came to RCW, and Lanny Poffo told me he helped make the lyrics to the Mr. Perfect tribute song.
Yo.
I took the time to fix all of the screens here so I could hop in to thank you, Goose, for thanking Lanny or remembering to ask Lanny Poffo about the greatest diss track of all time.
He's not
Popping back out.
I had no choice. He was there, and I just listened to it, and I was like, he had to have something to do with it. So,
well, the answer was speaking from the heart. Spencer pops out of the chat to pop in the answer. I'm afraid that no points will be awarded to this question. And again, that's a really tough question. Yeah. But Joe, you have another chance. You have your second question coming up, unless I screwed it up again. But I think I'm on top of things this time. Your second question. What wrestler played Cyndi Lauper's dad in the music video for Girls Just Wanna Have Fun?
I believe was that Captain Lou Albano.
Captain Lou Albano is absolutely correct. You are awarded points for that, sir. Lindsay, Kyle, out of curiosity, were you in that ballpark? Were you going to be heading towards Captain Lou?
The only reason I was kind
picturing him because he just looks like that New Jersey guy, right? He looks like Carl from Aqua Teen. But with like flowing hair.
The only reason I was a little bit like maybe it's not Captain Lou is because I had primarily thought of Captain Lou as a wrestling manager more so as a wrestler.
I did.
That's fair.
Probably was a wrestler before he started managing guys.
Wait, was Captain Lou also Mario in that like weird super show?
100%.
That shit is so weird. Have any of you? Yeah, thank you, Chef. Yes. Have you guys ever watched that show? It's weird as hell.
Oh yeah, and like not to deviate too far off topic, but he recorded some like anti-drug PSAs too, which were just like really alarming. And I'm not sure if they're the best or the worst PSAs for an anti-drug movement, but it's one or the other. But we're gonna move on because Kyle, we've got two questions for you. I'm a Jomo Sapien. Kyle, your first question, Kyle.
I marked out for Maniac. Now he's turning on me.
Oh, dude. Okay. Not to deviate again, but go back to the last one. We had a whole roller coaster between our contestant Gabe and Josh Robinson, also from the Love Wrestling team. And I like to see that trend is carrying on to Quizplex too. But your question, Kyle, on the WWF Aggression soundtrack, an album of wrestler theme songs reimagined by rap and hip hop artists, who performed the rock tribute "Know Your Role"?
That would be the Method Man.
Method Man is correct. Points for you. Great song too.
Rockets come back to lay down the smack on your monkey, candy coated, candy ass. Enter the square circle with the great one. Most electrifying moves don't touch the station. Children and their children, they all dance with the millions and the millions. Other Rocks fans, get ready for a square dance. A can of ass whooping from the people's champ. If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Wow.
Would you guys ever
Bravo,
read the
sir.
story that Jordan Peele tells about Method Man? I mean, I don't want to take up too much time, but it's pretty funny.
Please.
I'm sorry for the awkward lag and how
Okay.
long it took me, but Kyle, you have earned yourself a $10 gift card to Pro Wrestling Tees for rapping the lyrics to Know Your Role by Method Man. 100%.
Way to
That
go,
was fantastic.
Kyle.
I'm more worried that we're
I'll
going to
save
get
my
DMC.
story for the end. I don't want
No,
to
no.
upstage this man. No.
Fair. I'm just worried we're
He
going to
dropped
get
Mars,
DMC.
and I was just like, I remember this thing I read on the internet.
Kyle, your second question, and I hope it leads to a brand new rap. Which WWE superstar was featured on the Motorhead song "Serial Killer"? If Mr. J is in the comments, I know he's typing out the answer as we speak. You got 10 seconds, Kyle.
I'm gonna go with Triple H because it's Motorhead.
Fair.
Ah.
Oh, he got it. The
Yeah.
answer is Triple H. I mean, like that's kind of like the shoe-in.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was gonna.
Watch music videos.
That was a freebie. But I
That was
like
a
that I
bonus.
got it immediately. I feel smart.
Absolutely. Spencer, why don't you pop in and make Mr. J, holy shit. I'm not sure what he means by that, whether he's just really happy there's a Motorhead question or whether Mr. J, I need you to elaborate essentially. Joe is bringing a whole new meaning to the WWE walking wrestling encyclopedia. Whoa, that is a fire nickname.
I like it.
Damn.
I don't think I'm winning right now, though. But
I'm trying to point.
I like it.
Yeah, that's my guy right there. That's the WWE. Yeah. I'm trying to make it look like I'm pointing at him. There we go. There he is.
No, we got to get the comments in. We got to get the comments in from our friends, especially when they're just that damn entertaining, not to sound cliche. When you've got a nickname like the Walking Wrestling Encyclopedia, you're doing something right.
Those are
However,
rules.
unfortunately, Joe, you were bang on there. You're not in first place right now. The Canadian Goose in the lead heading into round 3 with 950 points. Joe, you're sitting at an even 500 as we currently speak. And Lindsay, trying your best and having fun, but still sitting at a 0.
I like to subvert the norm.
Yes, I know. Drink. He's here. We have to drink.
Absolutely. And while Zach is taking his drink, while the rest of our friends are taking a sip from their beverages, just wanted to pop in with a friendly reminder that wherever you may be watching today, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or if we got pirated, that's just cool as shit. And thanks for taking the time to do that.
Right?
But wherever you may be watching
The
today,
pirate ship.
Site once, but that was pretty cool.
Arr.
but wherever you may be watching this video or wherever you may be wanting to keep up to date with people on social media who may be involved with Love Wrestling, make sure you give us a follow, a share, a like, a subscribe, a review, however you choose to support. It always does help us continue to content great people like we do with the 4 individuals outside of myself here today. Zach, I'll let you lead us into break here, friend, because if you've got to call me back for it, it just means we've got to let our friends watching the show imbibe a little bit more. And otherwise, I'll just let you take us to the break.
I mean, I feel like you just like raised the bar for an introduction of, hey, and now we're going to go to the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be taking a brief intermission to allow our host and the contestants to stretch their legs and perhaps question the decisions and the answers they've given this evening so far. And while they're at it, they might, in fact, do some research for the next round, which will begin momentarily. Please stand by. Quizplex will return in a few moments. We thank you for your patience.
And we are back. Great Lindsay is gone once again. Lindsay, are you nearby?
Maybe she had rock pissed. Holy shit! She just appeared out of nowhere.
You see that?
You just apparated. That was
Literally
incredible.
appeared. You appeared.
Back. Yes.
Magic is real, and we have proved it tonight conclusively.
Break. I
on
thought I
Quiz-
heard you say you were going to break.
It's like the ECW where the lights went off, and when they came
Okay.
back on, you were just standing.
It was a great visual effect.
That's
It's production
incredible.
value here on Quizplex. We're heading into the third and final round. Very similar to the first and second round, but there's a couple little bit different things. One question per player. Correct answers for the active player are worth 500 points, and correct answers for questions stolen from the active player are worth 250 points. Lindsay, you are still in this game. You know,
This
it
is
would
my
be-
chance. This is my
It would-
point, boys. This is where I'm coming back.
Yeah, that's
Just
what I said.
wait.
Go.
Third round should be called comeback. Especially
There's not even trash talk
All
on this
right.
game. It's just like everyone's super supportive of one another, and I love to see it.
I love it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Markers like an 8-year-old.
And with that, we're going to need a category for that third and final round. So prepare your drinks, ladies and gentlemen.
He's back and better than ever to select a category with the lever, and I have done it. And it's gonna be television on this edition of Quizplex.
This is a fun round. This led to several highlights from our last episode, and we are going to have fun with this category once again. Lindsay, your one and only question for this round. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because here we go. Your question.
Oof, fingers crossed. I'll never
You
get
got
the
this.
camera right.
Which villain does Cody Rhodes, or as he was known when he first appeared on the show, Stardust, play on the show Arrow?
I'm so bad with DC and Marvel. Man. He's an air. Who is the villain? Was it like Quiver or something? Like the opposite of arrows, like the sling? Oh, was he the sling? Cody the Sling Rhodes.
I don't believe it was the sling or the quiver. I'm going to have to field it off to Joe and Shaw. What answers do you got, friends?
I have no literal clue, so I just wrote Dark Arrow.
Dark Arrow.
Yeah.
Not right at all. Whoever called me that other name, retract it.
Yeah.
See, I think if I was on the receiving end of this question, I just would have wrote Green Arrow backwards and just tried to pronounce it. Shaw, what do you got for us?
I have no idea either, so I'd say Dashing Dave.
Dashing Dave. Correct, it's Dashing Dave. No, it's not Dashing Dave. Spencer, if you can drop in the answer is Derek Sampson. Oh, that was my second guess.
Yeah, that's a regular name.
That's a horrible
That
gimmick
is such
game.
A regular name.
Whatever,
I'm
Cody, of
Derek
course.
Sampson.
I think Cody Rhodes is a
Guy.
cyborg. He's not a real. He's a cyborg. I'm gonna start that rumor.
Cody not like the character on the show. He's just an actual cyborg person.
Yeah. He's just like Brandy's a mad scientist, and she made the perfect man, but he's just like got bolts and shit that come out of it every now and then. Remember when she was collecting the hair? She was probably
Yeah.
feeding it to him, like to power him or something.
I
Who
subscribe to
knows?
this now. This is my headcanon.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is a
Have you ever
cyborg.
heard of the Avril Lavigne body double theory? It's completely batshit insane, but it's funny as hell. Like,
I will do some research after this episode of Quizplex because that
Yeah.
has my full curiosity and attention. But Joe, we got to move on to your question, my friend. Cody is the perfect
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
maybe too perfect.
maybe too perfect.
Derek Sampson.
absolutely.
Yeah, he's an
Many-
attractive man, but he's definitely a robot.
Yep. This again, headcanon, absolutely. Spencer, stop telling us it's Derek Sampson. We know it's Derek Sampson. You don't have to tell us again. Please, actually, let's go on to Joe's question. Roman Reigns made his acting debut in the in 2019 as Rodney, a dog trainer and tomato farmer who's upset that his vegetable garden has been trashed by a pet pig. What show was this on? I don't know what it is, but I'm streaming it right after this Quizplex because that sounds amazing.
Holy crap. I have no idea. I will say, God, I don't even know. Modern Family. That's wrong.
I'm afraid it's not Modern Family, but I'm gonna move on to Shaw and Lindsay. What answers do you have for us?
I don't know the answer, but I've seen the clip. It's adorable. He looks gorgeous. But I wrote Zach and Cody, because that's like the last children's show I can remember where they lived in a hotel. It's not that, but definitely look it up. It's adorable.
It sounds like a very cute clip, and it definitely sounds like something that belongs on Zach and Cody. But again, I cannot confirm. I don't believe that is the answer. Shaw, Canadian Goose, my friend. What do you have for us?
I have no idea. Maybe the Connors.
The Connors. No, I don't believe it's the
I would love to see Roman Reigns Superman punch. What's his name? John Goodman. That'd be sweet.
Oh, I don't think Roman Reigns can handle John Goodman. That's an unfair fight, man. But the answer is Cousins for Life.
Yeah, nobody watched that shit.
Yeah, no, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's lost on me.
It's for like little kids. It's like on the Disney Channel, right?
Fair.
Yeah.
You're telling
Yeah, I
me
don't know
that
that
Roman
tool.
Reigns, as an angry tomato farmer, didn't sell you?
It might have if I knew it existed. I didn't know it existed.
You should
So,
remake Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and then cast Roman Reigns as the head tomato.
Would you be the current Roman Reigns? Current Roman Reigns?
He's so pretty.
I think it has to be tomato farmer Roman Reigns.
Oh my God! Can we call him the head of tomato?
Just in like some overalls,
Yeah,
maybe he
I
has
wish-
one of
I
those
wish
little
I-
buckles like unbuckled. Like I
really wanted-
stack overall Roman Reigns.
I really wanted to get that joke in before the screen ended, but I didn't. But unfortunately, the head of tomato. We're going with that. That's the last time you'll see me. That's too good. That's a good ending point.
Make the shirt.
He's ending on a high note, Spencer is. And with that, Canadian Goose, Kyle, your question that we have for you. 2 professional wrestlers made appearances on the hit show Pros vs. Joes. Name one of them for points. One. You don't have to get both.
I'm gonna say Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. We should also get the answers from Joe and Lindsay, even if Kurt Angle might be correct, which I can't confirm. Just for, let's see what we got.
I
said Samoa Joe.
Yep. I wrote Kurt Angle.
Wrong, but I'll say it.
And Joe's got Big Show and Kurt Angle. The answer may surprise you. Bill Goldberg and Kurt Angle.
I get the points, right?
Yeah, you just. Yeah.
Pardon me. Shaw, you do in fact get the points. You got the correct answer for listing Kurt Angle. And with that, I'm going to pull Spencer back in after he promised never to show his face here again, so he can total us out. Spencer.
I'm still finding my system for clicking through whether I need to remove the screen first, whether I need to bring me in first. So that's why you notice a lot of awkward transition. It's literally me getting called in and thinking, which button makes the most sense right now? However, on tonight's edition of Quizplex, not only did we set a record amount of points for our winner, but our second place competitor also broke last month's record for points in a game. In last place, in third place, in the third bronze medal winning category area. Lindsay, thank you for playing tonight. It means a lot that you joined us. It's great. I'm always happy when people wear shirts with curse words. So if I could give you an extra 1,500 points for the win, I would, but I don't make the rules. Zach and I collaborated, so unfortunately, by our determined rules, unfortunately, I can't give you those extra points. In second place, we got Joe. Joe finishing the evening with 500 points, eclipsing last month's winner, Lawrence, who scored 450 points. So nicely done, my friend. Well done. Thank you as well for participating. And I don't think a drum roll is needed, but it is always fun to say drum roll, please. The winner of your second edition of Quizplex, the Canadian Goose, honk, 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 Kyle Shaw, with an astounding 1,450 points.
Holy cow.
Honk, honk, Kyle. Now, I'm going to make you put yourself over, friend. How does it feel to win Quizplex?
It feels fantastic. It's almost as good as it felt when I won the tag team championships there, the RCW ones. This W tag team championship, I got that. That was cool too. But it's just been awesome, and thank you for guys having me on the show. I know that the prize money goes to Pro Wrestling Tees, right? I
bet you, my friend.
Pro Wrestling Tees store open right now for business. Your shirt, you don't have a pro wrestling shirt.
No.
I got one, and now I'm going to go buy my own merchandise.
Such a heel move. I can't help, but I must respect it.
Sorry. I mean, someone had to do it. We were too nice to each other, weren't we?
Well,
This is a wrestling trivia show. Someone's
going to have to put in like $10 to get my T-shirt delivered to Canada.
I think we can effectively say that tonight has marked the first ever live heel turn on Thursday Night Quizplex.
First of many, surely.
The championships right there. Heel on that show.
But for myself, Zach, I'm going to let you close it out. I know I said it last time, and I hope I'm saying it for sure this time. I'm going to hop out of the screen, back into your guys' hearts, and back into the comment section to bring up some of the comments that a lot of our friends have been bringing up. But I wanted to thank all of you guys for tuning into Quizplex as all of our other friends here wrap it up. I'm going to say thanks for myself only. You can follow me on Twitter at SpennyLove. I'm out and back into the comments. Zach, close her out, friend.
Thank you, Spencer. Thank you also to my cat who has just spontaneously started to join me. Everyone, this is Ticket. You can wave hello.
What's the cat's name?
Ticket.
Yes.
Yeah. Like admission.
Cricket?
Ticket. Like admission.
That's adorable.
Yes, once again, thank you.
Thank
you, Spencer, for signing us off there. Kyle, congratulations once again for your victory here on the second ever Thursday Night Quizplex. You will actually be invited to a championship game later on in the year, so keep an ear out. We'll be sure to invite you. Lindsay, Joe, Kyle, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for being a part of this game. This was an absolute blast. Of course, thank you to everyone who's watching right now live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. If you're catching the replay, I thank you for catching that as well. And if you want to be a part of the next Quizplex, I'm going to make it very easy for you because we want a new crop of competitors for the next game. If you want to be on the next Quizplex, just become one of our patrons on Patreon. Patrons of the Love Wrestling Patreon get Discord access, and Discord members get priority gameplay on the next Quizplex. So consider that. $25 gift card is on the line on any given Quizplex. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us. With that, I'm going to invite Mr. J to take it away.
This evening we have witnessed peaks, valleys, victories, and defeats. We hope you have enjoyed this evening's activities, and we hope that you will join us next time on Quizplex. When is that, you may ask? Well, this piece of paper in front of me tells me it is the last Thursday of every month. We hope to see you next time on Quizplex. Ladies and gentlemen, thus concludes a wonderful evening of quiz, questions, and questionable answers. Join us next time. Next month, the last Thursday of the month for another Quizplex.